There's nothing like sectional basketball in the Hoosier State, and tonight is no different. Hello, good evening, and welcome to round 2 of Class 2A Sectional 38, and round 2 of Clinton Prairie versus Western Boone. Nathaniel Finch and Tyler Brunny here with you tonight in a contest between the 18-4 Clinton Prairie Gophers and the Western Boone Stars at 11-12.
And as I mentioned, Nathaniel, second meeting between these two met last week on a Friday, 7 days ago exactly. Clinton Prairie on their home court beat Western Boone by 16. The Stars looking to try to fix that, make it a closer game, make it interesting here in some sectional play.
Yeah, that score of last Friday night's game, it was 59-43, but at halftime the teams are tied at 21. Of course, Clinton Prairie known more as the second half team, but the Stars really showed, even though they may have struggled that game, 59-43 the score, they were able to hang in there in the whole first half, so it's really going to be important for them to continue that. Here are some keys to the game. First, for Western Boone, rebound the ball. Now the Stars gave up 16 second chance points, and they lost by 16 points. So obviously very important here to make sure they rebound the ball. They actually have an advantage on the season on offensive rebounds, substantially more offensive rebounds than the Gophers the Stars have. So they got to prove that last Friday night was just a fluke and that they can rebound the ball successfully.
For the Gophers, some of the keys to the game. Main one, stay hot, shot about 40% versus the Stars. Shot about 30% from deep, not known as a three-point shooting team, but Caleb Peters and Grant McGraw, a couple threes piece to their name. Caleb Peters show out performance, 25 points for the Stars, get them going, but also assert the dominance in the post, which is where they shoot the majority of the shots, except for last Friday night being an exception.
Yeah, and talking about last Friday night's game here, for Western Boone, some of the struggles that they had, Cortez Stoudemire, he was 2 for 12 shooting field goal wise. All right, that is not nearly, that's 16%. The team shot 25%. That is nowhere near what they're used to, and that's a big reason. Talking to Coach Burkett, that's why they lost. He said we cannot shoot 25% in order to win this game. Now some keys for Clinton Prairie. Number 1, play to your strengths. Prairie is a very good team shooting down low under the basket, and they've got a few skilled players who can step back and shoot really deep threes. So they need to make sure to play to their strengths of this 2-1-2 zone defense that they run, and then this offense that they have as well. They need to use our old friend Mo. Momentum is key here for Clinton Prairie, as the Gophers, they were tied at 21, we mentioned last Friday, and then momentum really took them to that next step and gave them the 16-point advantage. If they can get hot, if they can get going early and use that momentum to their favor, this game could get ugly.
And for the Gophers, I'm sure coach has instilled this in his team. Can't get complacent because of the 16-point win. Stars shot about 27% from the field, as you mentioned, Daniel, maybe even a little lower than that versus the Gophers. Typically a good shooting team right around that 35% mark. Different dynamic here at the Stars' home court for the sectional. So a lot of different factors in this game. That 16-point win is good, and it gets you confident to play them, but you can't get complacent.
Yeah, looking at some more numbers here for Western Boone first. Stoudemire from 3 was 0 for 6 last Friday night. Stoudemire was 0 for 6. Spencer Wright was 0 for 7. And Connor Holt 0 for 4. The Stars really need to make sure one of their keys to the game is that they have to extend plays. They cannot settle for the three-pointer that may have been open a little bit for just a second. They cannot rush their drives either. They need to make sure that they extend their plays. They cannot settle for anything until they get that perfect shot, and maybe, just maybe, that three-point field goal percentage can increase.
For the Stars, obviously, this is a huge bonus for them. They've seen the 2-1-2 press now for an entire game. Clinton Prairie, a unique defense that they run. Their Stars haven't seen it much in the year. Saw a full 40 minutes of it versus the Gophers last Friday, so they should be ready for it. Had about a week and a half to practice against it.
Now some of the numbers here for Clinton Prairie in last Friday's contest. We saw, so the starters last Friday, a bit different than what they'll be today, but for the most part, the same team's going to be on the floor here, especially once they get into the game, start rotating their players through. So the Stars are very familiar with this team for Clinton Prairie. Bailey Good, he did not make any field goals that night, and he turned the ball over 46% of the time. He kind of struggled shooting-wise, and of course with those turnovers, but he was still able to be very explosive on defense in the turnover game, and then of course getting other teammates involved. Caleb Peters also, he shot, not the 0 that we saw good, but 75% effective field goal percentage from the floor. He was on fire throughout the night. 7 for 12 is the exact number there. He was 3 for 5 from 2, and then get this, 4 for 7 from 3.
Peters, McGraw, the sharpshooters we mentioned for Clinton Prairie, only 2 of them that really take any threes, but they were hitting them on Friday night. Like to see them get around the perimeter more, and it expands the Stars defense, who really probably went to the game thinking that they could pack in and try to control that post.
Now some key players here. First for the Gophers, we mentioned Caleb Peters. He will not be starting here tonight. As you can see, we'll take a look at the starting lineups right now, but for Caleb Peters, he will not be starting tonight. He'll be the 6th man, but he, as described by the coaches, can come in and bring instant offense for this Prairie team. As you can see, the starting 5 here.
Yeah, looking through for the Gophers, we got a mix of seniors and sophomores starting for them. First off, the senior, Bailey Good, 5'11", another senior, Grant McGraw. Third senior, Jacob Fullerton. Didn't see a lot of him on Friday, but getting the start today. And 2 sophomores, 6'3", Trevor Funk, and 6'1", Drew Blacker, manning the post for the Gophers.
Yeah, you see in there, set number 15, Garrett McGraw. That was a mistake. Grant McGraw will instead be starting in that spot. But let's take a look at the starters for Western Boone.
Jonathan McAtee, Jr. Cortez Stoudemire, Senior. Connor Hull, Senior.
Spencer Wright, Senior.
Jake Jones, Senior.
All right, there you go, the starting 5 for Western Boone. Size advantage is in the Stars' favor, and we'll see how that plays out, especially in that rebounding game, going to be key for both these teams. Another big factor tonight will be turnovers. Clinton Prairie turnover percentage in their last few games is almost 21%. Now most of that comes in the first half. They are a notoriously successful second half team, but their first half they can struggle. The Stars need to get out to a big lead here. The opening tip is missed by both teams. I haven't seen that very often. Both guys laughing right now. All right, round 2. This one's won by Prairie. Possession arrow flips the other way. And we'll start this game off with Bailey Good and Gophers.
On the starting lineup, 6'1" Blacker.
A block there. Spencer Wright, what a play from him. And now this Stars offense, we'll see if we will see the offense against Fountain Central Tuesday or against Prairie last Friday. It all starts right here. 2-3 zone employed by Prairie right now. That's what we saw at the beginning of the game Friday before they will switch to that 2-1-2 here later in the first.
Prairie knows this team can shoot. Gonna attempt them in the early stages of the game though, see if they can get some quick threes like there was Friday.
First minute expired. No points yet, but that could change with a 3 from Stoudemire. It's missed, rebounded by the Stars. And then losing the ball. Turnover, Jake Jones. Stolen by Grant McGraw, and here's good. Here, the 2-point shot missed, rebound by Connor Hull. Shot was taken there by Funk. Here's a 3 from McAtee, no sir.
McAtee with double figures in the last game between these two teams, one of the bright spots for the Stars.
And now really sloppy offense, both these teams. Still no scoring. Almost 2 minutes into the game. That will be a turnover.
Good play there by Good. Stoudemire trying to back up the possession, get it started. Tipped off of him though. It's going to be Clinton Prairie ball, and neither team starting off too hot from the field really, or starting their offenses.
Yeah, both these teams have struggled here, and we've seen turnover after turnover, missed rebound by both teams. And there, Stoudemire will be called with a foul as him and Good both slipped and went to the floor.
Yeah, it looked like both players slipped there, but offensive player slips, more likely than not, the person guarding him is going to get called with the foul.
Still no scoring. Here to change that is Funk and the Clinton Prairie Gophers. Down low, looking for two. He gets it. That's number 23, Jacob Fullerton. And now Stoudemire looking for some offense.
Looks like Clinton Prairie switches quickly into that 2-1-2 zone.
And we'll get a foul called on the defense. One called on each team to this point. Funk will be called to his first foul. And at this point in the game, we have as many fouls as we do points. 2-0 in favor of the visiting Gophers. Wright launches it. Could be a turnover. Ball's on the ground, out of bounds. And it will be Western Boone ball. So crisis averted. That Prairie defense making the Stars work hard for that inbound.
Yeah, good job there by Funk. Stoudemire tipped it out of his hands, though. Going to remain in Western Boone possession, but instead getting that baseline play they were hoping for. They have to start off like from the other side of the court.
Stars yet to make a bucket. We're 3 minutes into the game now.
Clinton Prairie employing 3 different defenses already in this game.
Here's Jones, will be blocked, putbacks in, Spencer Wright. What a play.
Saw that last defense there by Prairie. They've run a 2-3, 2-1-2, and a 3-2 already, employing a bunch of different looks, trying to keep the Stars off balance on offense.
Tied at 2, good with the ball. McGraw looks for the 3, but backs up. Now Good has it. A travel called as Trevor Funk was looking for the drive. And in comes that instant juice of offense. Caleb Peters in favor of Drew Blacker. He could be what this Prairie team needs to jump back up on the scoreboard. First, Stoudemire will bring up the ball.
It's a lot like the first game between these two. Slow on offense to start. Neither team really scored many baskets until the second half.
Stoudemire deep from 3, misses that shot. He was kind of left open, but that was way downtown, but he gets the interception on the pass. And now Stoudemire will race in back out and will reset his offense. Here's Connor Hull stopping and popping, misses, but he'll get 2 opportunities from the free throw line. Bailey Good called his first foul.
Hull, as we've mentioned, steadily increasing his free throw percentage on the year. About 66% now, started about 40, so consistently making it, been heating up and joining this mark around 65-70% for the Stars, the team consensus really.
Misses the first though, and into the game comes Garrett McGraw, the lefty. And the younger McGraw brother really likes to shoot those 3-pointers more than to drive. We'll see how it affects this offense of Prairie after the Stars go up by 1 on the free throw by Hull.
This Prairie offense not really functioning like we saw them do in the second half versus Stars. A lot of turnovers, a little bit of sloppy play to start this game. As you mentioned, totally different dynamic.
Down low, open for 2. Will he get it? Give him the foul and the points. That was Jacob Fullerton, the 6'2" senior, with the and-one opportunity.
Fullerton, as we mentioned, not seeing a lot of playing time in that second half for the Gophers already. All of their team's points, chance to make it 5 quick ones.
Misses the and-one opportunity. Still a 1-point lead. About 3 minutes ago, McAtee will be forced to pass.
Yeah, see that swarming defense. McAtee looked like he was all by himself in a matter of milliseconds, really. Gopher players there, not a chance to get off that shot.
Stars yet to find a really good shot from behind the arc. Inside, Jones fouled and one.
See who that foul is on. It's going to be a foul on Trevor Funk. That's going to be his second already in the first quarter. Like, I'm going to have to see him sub out.
Him and Fullerton will head to take a seat. And coming in back in is Grant McGraw and Drew Blacker. Jones still from the line. His team with a 1-point advantage. The end one play, he gets one free throw, and he misses it. But Wright with the popper makes it. 4-point drive.
Good sign for the Stars. Spencer Wright getting started out early. It was Cortez Stoudemire with 25 points. Wright only had 4 versus Fountain Central in the first round of sectionals. Already 4, the leading scorer for the team right now.
The pass over to McGraw. The younger McGraw goes in for the layup and makes it with his left hand. A nice shot by Garrett McGraw. And losing the ball, it's a turnover.
As he mentioned, Nathaniel, Garrett McGraw not known for his driving ability. Really see him post up and hit a lot of threes there. Goes right around Wright and gets the easy layup. Put the Gophers back within 1.
They have the ball after that turnover by McAtee. And we see Good. His shot's good. Blocking foul called.
It's going to be called on Blacker, and it's the Gophers' 4th foul already in this first quarter. Saw him put up 6 in the first quarter of the game Friday. Nathaniel didn't put up a single one in the second quarter, so they can control the fouls. They can play aggressive for now, but obviously want to make sure that's not a factor in the second quarter.
And definitely comes second half. Here's Connor Hull, splits the defense and tries to go up, but another blocking foul called. And that was a huge point that Coach Burkett really drove into these players' heads the last couple days. Here's a 3 from Jake Jones. And the point is really trying to limit the charges that they have to take on offense and really cause those blocking fouls as they go to the basket. We've seen that been key here. 3 times that the Stars have gone up for points and been called with the block. Inside, Good. Identical to the last play, but misses it. The Stars up by 2, balls on the ground. The Gophers with possession. Under a minute to go in the first.
Good likely going to try to take the last possession here. Prairie likes to take it slow.
A lot of pressure, though, forced by the Stars defense, namely Cortez Stoudemire, who, by the way, we got in for an interview this afternoon. You can watch that at halftime of this very game. Slowing things down, 15 to go. Ball stolen, but a foul called. A push on Spencer Wright, his first, team's second. Make that third, team's third. And Garrett Morton will come in. So there goes Caleb Peters to the bench without making any offensive contributions to this point.
Going to see Trevor Funk in again. Coach likely assuming this is going to be the last possession. He's not going to get an offensive foul. Hopefully to make it 3 in the first quarter.
To tie the game, Prairie could take the lead even. 6 seconds, good has it. McGraw for 3. Yes, sir! Number 20, Grant McGraw. And that will conclude the first quarter. Prairie takes the lead just barely, an edge of 11-10 here as we will take a break and be back shortly on WBTV Sports.
Meet Tommy. Tommy's not sure which sport he will play in high school someday. But no matter what he ends up choosing, playing sports in high school will help pave the way to a happier, healthier life. All Tommy needs to do is make up his mind. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. Pure launching pad for life.
We'll resume action shortly here. Nathaniel Finch and Tyler Brunny on WBTV Sports. 11-10 the score in favor of the team in red, Clinton Prairie and the Gophers. Traveling out here to Western Boone Stephen Wall Gymnasium after the Stars went and played in their gym just 7 days ago.
Stars starting out sluggish in the first quarter like they did on Friday. A lot of similarities between those games. You see that 3-2 employed again by Prairie.
Here goes Stoudemire for a layup. Sent to the floor, no foul call. And now quick in transition. Backing things up. Here's a deep 3 by Peters. That one is in. What a shot. Not even contested by Caleb Peters. That cannot happen if you're Western Boone. Those 3-pointers need to be contested. Turnover, McAtee still has the ball. Stoudemire for a 3. That one is right where it needed to be in the first 3 for Cortez Stoudemire.
See if that gets him going. First 3 hit versus Clinton Prairie. The last 2 games hadn't scored a lot, but his first basket of the night.
He's going to be huge for Western Boone. It's going to be key to get him going on offense. Peters going in for the drive, travel, as he took too many steps, holding the ball in to Connor Hull.
Peters trying to get aggressive there. Known as spot-up shooter, a lot like McGraw, but tries to drive in there. Good defense by Hull, doesn't back down and forces the turnover.
Ball off the foot of good. McAtee will remain possession with the Stars. And looking over at the cheer block here, Tyler, looks like it could be maybe the biggest cheer block we've had this year in contention with that Danville game at homecoming. A lot of people coming out to support the Stars tonight. And same for Clinton Prairie, bringing a pretty big crowd. Here's a 2-ball by Spencer Wright. See if he can continue this streak early in this game.
Stoudemire, a big thing about him, brings so much attention from the defense whenever he has the ball. Oftentimes leaves another player open, does a good job of finding them. One of the leaders in assists on this team.
Inside, Peters wants the 2, but has to back up and pass. Good charge as Cortez Stoudemire was sent to the ground once again. This time good call with his second foul.
Let's see Trevor Funk come in, putting a lot of trust in the sophomore coaches for him not to get his third anytime soon in this quarter.
Any shots coming from this, any fouls, excuse me, against the Gophers from this point on in the first half will result in some free throw shots for Western Boone. McAtee And now Jake Jones. Really good defense swarming to the ball here. And a turnover in transition is good. Must back up. Well played in transition by the Stars and Jonathan McAtee. Deep three by Peters. That one missed just barely. And the scary thing about Caleb Peters, he's the sixth man, Tyler, but he averages 14.2 points per game, 62% from the field goal, and that almost 50% three-pointers. He is so dangerous here for this Prairie offense. Wright will be sent to the line. 7th foul puts the Stars in the 1-on-1 bonus.
Could be a big problem, as we mentioned, putting a lot of trust in that sophomore not to get his 3rd foul. However, he does. Wright going to be sent to the free throw line. They're in bonus now and likely won't see Funk for the rest of this first half.
Free throw shot, the first one made by Wright. He'll get another opportunity now. Here's Spencer Wright from the line, his 2nd of 2. Shot up and missed off the front of the rim. Not nearly enough juice for that to go in. The Stars still hold a 2-point advantage. Bailey Good has something to say about that. Here with the ball now is McGraw. And Peters to drive inside, stops, goes up for 2, but it's missed. Rebound, ball's on the ground, out of bounds. It'll remain possession of the Gophers.
Tipped pass there by Holm. We're going to see the first substitution tonight. Caleb Freeman entering.
Jake Jones will be sent to the bench. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Got a foul called before the shot was taken.
The 2nd foul on Blacker. A lot of foul trouble for the Gophers right now. And illegal screen. It's basically grabbing McAtee, not letting him get around, trying to get McGraw that three-pointer.
Of course, there's an offensive foul, so no bonus shots. Timeout called by Coach Burkett and the Stars. That timeout will send us into a break here for WBTV Sports.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Welcome back to Stephen A. Wall Gymnasium, the 4th game now, 2nd round of 2A Sectional 38. The winner of this sectional will be determined tomorrow evening and will be sent to LaPel for regionals next weekend.
Interesting, Nathaniel. It feels like the Stars have had a lot of momentum this game. It feels like they've been in the lead for a lot of this game. Only a 2-point game shows how closely matched these two teams really can be. See Prairie employing that 3-2 press, been running that a lot of the game.
Wright in trouble, launches the ball over to McAtee, and McAtee for a 3. What a play!
McAtee's first basket of the game, as you mentioned, been shooting with a lot more confidence these last couple games. Been in double digits now 5 games in a row. First basket. Good to see all the Stars getting going right now.
Momentum in the side of Western Boone. Already as many three-pointers made by the Stars now as all of last Friday night's game. Here's Good in trouble. Peters will be fouled by Spencer Wright, his 2nd. Jake Jones will come in relief of Wright, who racked up 2 fouls pretty quickly.
Yeah, Wright's been in foul trouble the last couple of games. Fouled out versus Found Central, 4 versus Clint Prairie last Friday. He's been playing well. Hope to see him stay in the game for a little bit longer, not pick up any more fouls quickly next time he comes in.
Going around the baseline is good. We'll back things up to McGraw. McGraw steps back for three. Shot in. And what a triple. Bouncing twice off of the rim. It falls in. Jake Jones trying to go up strong, will be fouled in his pursuit. No, he travels.
Let's see the younger McGraw brother come in now, Garrett McGraw, in replace of Peters.
Down low with the layups in. That one by Drew Blacker. Been pretty silent this game and last. As Wethington awaits his chance to come into the game for the first time. McAtee takes a three. It's contested and missed. Sent out of bounds. It's Clinton Prairie's ball. And Jones takes a drink while Wethington comes into play. Under 3 to go in the first half. We're tied at 19. Remember, a week ago the score was knotted up at 21 at halftime. Inside's good. Now back out. Losing the ball but recovering is Grant McGraw. Garrett, that is. McGraw goes for two, and he gets it. A nice shot there by Grant McGraw, and a couple of lucky shots by him. On target, but just a good bounce. Here's a foul. Charge on the offense.
It's going to be the second on Stoudemire. Momentum just quickly like that, shifting in way. The Gophers up 2 now with the ball.
Bailey good. Looking for a pass, he'll get it. Over to McGraw, who drives inside now. And a travel called before he missed a shot inevitably.
Good defense there by McAtee. McGraw, you knew he was going to try and shoot on the possession. Made the last 2 shots for the Gophers. Stood his ground, forced a turnover.
Cole calls for some help as Stoudemire tried to retreat back to his side of the court. It's Hull who possesses the ball right now. That's a steal. Garrett McGraw over to Bailey Good, and the offense will do their thing here with a fresh start. Here's a three. Missed. Rebound by Hull. Shot was missed by Garrett.
Good transition defense there by the Gophers. Going to have to force the Stars back in to set up their offense.
We've seen good transition defense by both these teams throughout the whole game, not wanting to give up those easy baskets, as we saw so often in the second half of the first meeting between these two teams. 60 seconds to go, and we will take a break. Here is Stoudemire looking for that last shot. Stoudemire now forced to pass over to Hull. Launched to McAtee. Stars wasting some clock. About 30 seconds have gone off. And still no shot.
Yeah, plenty of open opportunities there. Hull a couple times, 3.
"15 seconds separates us from halftime. Here comes the call. The noise level is raised. 8 seconds. Stoudemire needs to hurry and make a shot. 4 seconds, 3, here's from the corners, McAtee too strong, putbacks up, and it's missed by Connor Hull. And we were so close, Tyler, to heading into halftime tied at 21 like last week, but instead, Prairie will have a 2-point lead here as we will take a break. Remember that Cortez Stoudemire interview coming up next after a word from the IHSAA.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Meet Tommy. Tommy's not sure which sport he will play in high school someday. But no matter what he ends up choosing, playing sports in high school will help pave the way to a happier, healthier life. All Tommy needs to do is make up his mind. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. Pure launching pad for life.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Are you a fan of exciting action, great sporting atmosphere, and good displays of sportsmanship?
I am definitely a fan.
High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure entertainment value.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our halftime show. I'm here with Cortez Stoudemire, one of the better basketball players on the floor anytime he steps on it here, especially for Western Boone. Cortez, first time getting you in for an interview. I feel bad. I apologize. I dropped the ball on that one.
Sorry.
I've talked to a lot of your teammates throughout the year, your coaches, and first time I'm getting you on here. Like I said, one of the best basketball players here at Western Boone. But in all seriousness, sectionals, what does that mean to you? Here in Indiana, basketball is a really big thing come sectional time. What does that mean to you playing here on the floor?
Well, as most people know, Western Boone hasn't won the sectional since like 20 years ago, and I think at the beginning of the year, this was one of our goals, and I'm excited to get out there and do that.
And you no stranger to sectional games. Football specifically, throughout 4 years, you played in 11 sectional games, won 3 championships. How does that change your preparation from a game, maybe a regular season game, into now a game where it could be your last?
I think since we know how to prepare in tough games with big environments like this one, then that'll better prepare us for big games like this that'll lead to a sectional.
And Cortez, you've grown up playing with guys like Spencer Wright and Connor Hull, all the guys that you playing on the floor this year. We've seen some pretty interesting plays and some chemistry that you guys have shown us with your passes and your fakes and everything. How does playing with these guys that you've known all your life, you've played basketball with since you were little, how does that help you when you get onto the floor?
It just
This year, we've seen some pretty interesting plays and some chemistry that you guys have shown us with your passes and your fakes and everything. How does playing with these guys that you've known all your life, you've played basketball with since you were little, how does that help you when you get onto the floor?
It just helps with the chemistry, basically. Like, we have so much chemistry that it comes easy to us, like passes, shots. We love playing with each other, and it's just great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun watching you guys on the floor. Finally, you've played 4 years here, Western Boone basketball. You've had 3 different head coaches and 3 different coaching staffs here to help you guys out. How has that experience been, having to move from different coaches, different philosophies, different schemes? How's that been here throughout your 4 years?
I mean, obviously it's been rough having to change game plans, changing defenses, offenses, stuff like that. But I think the coach we have now, he's trying to get us to do the right things, and I think he's got us set in what we want to do, so I think we'll be all right.
Well, Cortez, you're one of the leading scorers in the conference, leading scorer on the team, and one of the best scorers on the floor anytime you get there. You obviously have a big talent advantage anytime you're on the floor. Thank you for coming in with us.
Thank you.
Everybody, this is Cortez Stoudemire. Let's go back to the second half here after a word from the IHSAA.
Are you a fan of amazing spirit, incredible drama, and affordable ticket prices?
I'm definitely a fan.
High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure entertainment value. Sportsmanship doesn't happen just on the court or on the field or on the mat. It doesn't happen only in the pool or on the green or the track. It also happens in the stands, on the sidelines, on the web, and at home. That's because sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. We remind you to practice good sportsmanship at all high school sporting events. Treat athletes and officials with respect during competition and especially in social media. And support your team's coaching staff. Remember, sportsmanship has a face. Yours. A message from your high school and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass through. A journey completed. A state of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. The debate about sports specialization by high school athletes continues. Some argue that high school athletes who play one sport all year long have a better chance of landing a lucrative pro contract. But that's simply not true. In fact, 30 of the 32 first-round picks in last year's NFL draft played more than one sport in high school. Of the 32 players drafted, 22 also participated in high school track and field. 19 also played basketball. Some also played baseball and lacrosse. What's the path to success for high school athletes here in Indiana, no matter what their goals might be? Study hard. Always do your best. And if you can, play more than one sport in high school. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Welcome back here. Ready to resume the second half of action here on WBTV Sports. Nathaniel Finch and Tyler Brunny joining you. Score of 21-19 in favor of the offense right now. Going for two more, extends the lead to 4. What a shot there.
Good start there for Prairie, as mentioned. Very similar to the first half score of the last game these teams played, 21-21 that score, 21-19 this score.
And now quick turnover to make it a 6-point game. He will. Bailey good. And the Stars falling in a rut early. Just 30 seconds in to this third quarter of play. McAtee jumps for 3. Yes, sir.
Second three-pointer by Jonathan McAtee.
And he cuts the lead in half with that triple.
Stars gonna need a couple key players to step up here and make a stand, so Clinton Prairie doesn't do what they did last time these teams played and take over in the second half.
And historically this year, the turnover numbers for Clinton Prairie drop so far down once you get into the third and fourth quarters. They're almost 30% turnover percentage in the first half. After this, 2-pointers missed by Good. And then come second half, that number comes down to less than 10 usually. A team that does not turn the ball over in crunch time. Jones a fake and goes for 3, but it's missed. You need those. Putback is missed by Connor Hull.
Looks like a possible goaltending there. They're not going to call that one, though.
And that call gets explained to Coach Burkett. Going inside with the layups, missed. One of his own. It is Westerman ball. And both teams exchange missed layups. Peters comes into the game now. We'll send Trevor Funk to the bench. Keep an eye on Peters, willing to shoot from anywhere on the floor. Pretty scary with the ball in his hands. 3-point game, Stars. A tray would tie it. Cortez Stoudemire so good at those shots. And Maxi's been on fire as of late as well. Here's right is blocked by Peters. That was a pretty impressive block from the undersized kid. And the big man, Spencer Wright.
Good defense there by Hull to block that lob, tried to run that play again.
Stoudemire will go inside, looks for 2, is fouled. Count it. Stoudemire to the line for 1.
Foul's gonna be on Blacker, his third. A lot of Gophers in foul trouble. Funk with 3, Good with 2. Blacker now with 3 early in the second quarter. Stoudemire's only his second basket made of the game, only 5 points, 3 in that first half. But doubles his scoring output for the game with that made free throw.
And now, Tyler, we're tied at 25. Both teams exchange some quick scoring bursts. This Western Boone team's been so streaky throughout the year. Up and down every turn of the season, it seems. In goes Peters. Peters stops and 1. An impressive series from Caleb Peters coming off the bench here in the second half. That's Connor Hull, only his first foul. First one by the team. Missed free throw is Peters. And now Spencer Wright with a turnover as he tried to thread the needle on the one-handed pass. Good, slows things down. Will get his team going.
So we're just going to take things back here, slow down the pace, right around their average for half, this first half, a little bit below, scoring about 50 points a game.
Inside, McGraw misses the shot, contested. And now Stoudemire with the opportunity to tie this game up. Launching the ball across, here's a three from the right wing, yes sir! Connor Hull.
Connor Hull's first basket of the game, good skip pass by Wright there, timeout by Clinton Prairie. Good to see all starters finally on the scoreboard for the Stars, see if they get some rolling as a collective unit.
Yeah, the Stars feel pretty good after Connor Hull made that shot. Did not make a single three in the game 7 days ago. And just an impressive series here by both teams. Started out, Clinton Prairie was pretty hot, and then the Stars came back and they got pretty hot. And if it continues this way, Tyler, going to be a very amazing finish to this game.
A good sign for the Stars. Not as productive an offense as they are in most games this year, but already 4 3-pointers made in the game, more than they made the entire game versus Clinton Prairie. Already 28 points, didn't hit that mark until about the start of the fourth quarter, very slow third quarter last game. Keep the momentum going, keep up what they're doing, this good team play. It's good to have Spencer Wright on the court, one of the team leaders, the team leader in assists. So his ability to get the ball around, create open shots for his teammates is a huge factor.
Yeah, and the Stars, looking at some of their numbers, 3-point field goal percentage is 33% on the year. That number dips down when you look at just the last 5 games as your sample size, all the way down to 28%. So they've struggled as of late a bit more than usual, but of course they're around that 33% mark, and that's about where they're shooting here tonight, playing very well on the floor on offense as of late. And Hull made that shot from the right wing. His team shoots around 28% from that mark in that area.
Good, gonna bring the ball up the court.
Looking for 2, shots made by Funk.
Funk's first basket of the game, a lot of foul trouble. Hadn't picked up one yet in this quarter, but 3 on the game still.
Here's Connor Hull, floats over to the right wing, shots in by Spencer Wright. Assist goes to Hull.
Spencer's 4th made field goal of the game. Good to see him get going after scoring 4 in the last 2 games. Only 8 combined, already above that total 9 on the game.
3 to go in the third. 1-point game. Slowing things down on offense. Flexing right and left. Now driving left. Tries to go all the way into the baseline, but must back up to the 3-point line.
Stars giving Gophers a little bit of their own medicine. No chance for any shots right now.
Peters lobs it up, stolen by Stoudemire. As you mentioned, that drive looked very Clinton Prairie defense-esque as the Stars were the ones. Fires and hits from downtown. Cortez Stoudemire.
Way downtown there for Stoudemire, right around the volleyball line. That's his second 3-point made field goal of the game.
And what a series there. Now the Stars up for these 2 first-year head coaches battling with Coach Chad Peckinpah for Clinton Prairie and Josh Burkett for the Stars. And a really impressive series now for the Stars as these teams just now starting to warm up and get hot on this scoreboard. The Stars only 10 points away from surpassing their total points that they scored last Friday against Prairie. And
what
the Gophers
what the Stars have done, Nathaniel, is limited Clinton Prairie's offense. You know, versus Clinton Prairie, you're not going to get a high offense production. Limited teams to a lot less than what the Stars are averaging per game. You see that today and on Friday. But instead of letting Clinton Prairie go off for 20 points in the third quarter like what happened on Friday, Clinton Prairie has only been able to score 8 points. So not limiting that explosion and keeping momentum on your side, not letting it sway too much.
McGraw splits the defense, must back out. And good from the right wing. Will slow things down on offense. Funk uses the pick, passes it to Good. Bit of a bobble, but he has it. Good with the pass. Ball's on the ground. Pull. Now to Stoudemire. And Cortez Stoudemire and the Stars have numbers. He's going to go inside. Whistle blown. Timeout called by Burkett as that ball was not going where it needed to be.
Burkett wanted that last play of the quarter up four. Saw Stoudemire was headed to the basket, called that timeout as quick as possible so they could get an offensive play set up to end the quarter.
Yeah. And it worked out pretty well. That shot wasn't going anywhere as it hit the bottom of the backboard. We mentioned both these teams are operating with first-year head coaches. The seniors for Western Boone, as you saw during that halftime interview, they have played for 3 different head coaches throughout their time here at Western Boone. But the way Coach Burkett here for Western Boone operates, these guys pretty excited for how far they can take this game. Prairie, of course, they're playing very well this year, 18-4. They're 36-58 in sectional play. Western Boone 39-45, pretty similar numbers here. The last time that the Gophers won sectionals was in 1982, and the only other time besides that was 64. Western Boone has a bit more of a storied career in that sectional play. We'll get to that here in the next break. 45 seconds until then.
Gonna go to a 1-3-1, change zones. Don't see that often change zones mid-possession. With the Stars just taking their time right now, they have plenty of opportunities too.
30 seconds to go in the third. Stoudemire to hold back and forth for much of this possession. 20 seconds now. The Stars, when they take this last possession, they like to wait till about 6 seconds left before they make their drive. We'll see now with 12 seconds. 7 seconds, 6. Stoudemire goes inside with 4. Jones deep from downtown, nowhere near on target. And for now, the second straight time, the Stars will head into the quarter break with an empty possession to end at 33-29. Though the Stars still ahead on the scoreboard, 8 minutes to go. But first, timeout, and we will be back shortly on WBTV Sports.
A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Stars have won 6 sectional championships, none since 20 years ago. This week, 2000 was the last time, and that was the date and the championship that now Principal Brett Miller was the head coach of the Stars. Jones will be fouled on his way to the basket.
See what that foul is called on. It's going to be the 4th on Blacker. You can see the offensive threat. Caleb Peters, not as much production today, only 5 points, but still that quick spark that can spark off.
Jones misses the first free throw. Stars won the regional in 1982 and 1998 as well. That 1998 season went all the way to semi-state. It was the last time the team did so. Bailey Good misses the 3, rebound right.
Good, not known for his three-point shooting. Had an open opportunity there, but good closeout by Stoudemire to make it at least a contested shot.
Going up, and the shot is in. Impressive play there as you saw Spencer Wright go up like a tight end, reverse, and then go for 2.
First Star in the double digits tonight is Spencer Wright with 11 points. Hadn't been a huge offensive production, but been good on defense, and they haven't scored in a long time. Prairie hasn't.
And now Western Boone has the ball up 7. And we've seen it ourselves, Tyler. This Prairie team can come back on just the flip of a dime here. As we've seen Caleb Peters especially, saw him shoot a couple of threes just from the volleyball line last Friday. It's not going to take much for the Gophers to come back in this one. The Stars cannot flirt with complacency. Foul as McGraw reached into the path of Connor Hull.
McGraw's second there, and yeah, it just looked like he was trying to get a little too aggressive with the steal and get that foul after a blatant reach in.
Connor Hull to bounce pass to Spencer Wright. Wright floats over to the right side. 3 ball is missed. Putback is missed as well by McAtee. The Stars have had their way with offensive rebounds, but missing the putback there was the do-it-all man, Jonathan McAtee. Pass deflected unknowingly by Cortez Stoudemire, but remains in possession of the red team. Prairie's offense running out of options. Where's the foul? Shot's good. Trevor Funk for the points there. And a nice way to cap off that long drive. Stars still have a 5-point advantage. The ball is launched to the other side of the floor. Stoudemire will set up his offense. A lot of jump balls just thrown up for the Stars team. Spencer Wright on the receiving end of most of those. Here's the third one in a row. Inside Stoudemire, layup missed, but foul called on his trip there. And that looked like it might have been on Funk. No, it will actually be called on Grant McGraw. His 3rd foul.
Lucky for the Gophers really that it's only the 3rd foul from McGraw, not the 4th for Funk.
Here's Connor Hull. Moves inside, Stoudemire for 3. Oh, just barely missed. The Stars want travel, but nothing called. Now Good goes to the left side, pass behind his back. Here's a 3, way strong. And off target now Stoudemire. The energy in the room is increasing as another foul is called. And now the 4th foul called against Grant McGraw. You mentioned Funk stayed out of that 4 range, but now McGraw with 2 quick ones.
Yeah, McGraw with 4 and Blacker with 4, so a lot of foul trouble for some of the starters for these Gophers.
And 5 fouls called against the Gophers this half. Could see some one-on-one shots here shortly. Huge if the Stars can pick those up. Inside with the pass, looking for points, can't, rebounds up, missed. 2 straight misses from the right side of the basket for Spencer Wright. Now Good trying to set up this offense.
Yeah, and the refs letting the teams play here. 4 minutes to go in this 4th quarter.
Good loses the ball. Wright with possession, but swarmed by red jerseys. Goes out of bounds. Still Western in possession. And in comes Garrett McGraw for his brother. The latter of the 2 with 4 fouls. Stoudemire spins around, goes inside, left hand miss. Sent out of bounds by Jones. It will be the Gophers' ball. 5-point game, low scoring as expected. The Gophers only heating 44 points per game on defense, and the Stars all the way up to 58 points allowed. So they've played very well here on defense. Inside's good, fouled on his way.
It's going to be the 3rd on Stoudemire. Don't want him to pick up that 4th very soon, but no Stars really in foul trouble. Stoudemire with the most 3, Wright with 2.
Peters will bring up the ball here. The shot missed, rebound Wright. He's had a lot of those. And hands it off to Cortez Stoudemire.
Wright, the leading rebounder on the team, about 7 a game. Probably had a little bit more than that today. One of the bigger players on the court.
Jake Jones trying to go up strong. Give him the foul and the points. Jake Jones to the line again for the and-one opportunity.
And that's the 4th foul on Trevor Funk. So now 3 Gophers, 4 fouls apiece. They're going to bring back in McGraw with 4 fouls and leave Funk out there 4 fouls as well.
Grant McGraw replaced his brother in the lineup. The and-one opportunity is successful. 39-31 the score. Needing some offense is Clinton Prairie. Caleb Peters has been cold. Maybe they'll look to get him more involved. Only 5 points to his name to this part in the game. And the pass out of bounds, sent an airmail by Bailey Good, looking for an alley-oop. Unsuccessful though.
Gophers have run that play about 3 times in this half, so Stars ready for it. These last 2 attempts unsuccessful, and that one just airmailed.
The clock runs under 3. Stoudemire races to his side of the court, goes all the way inside and is blocked. Sent out of bounds by Jacob Fullerton, the 6'2" senior. Right, wanted the 3. Here's McAtee from that spot. Put back, oh, just missed by Hull. And what was a really challenging play by him, and he was pretty close to making that.
Yeah, McAtee's 3-pointer looked like it was tipped, either hit his hand or hit the ball. Hull with the chance to make a miraculous layup there, misses though.
8-point game. Peters blocked by Wright. And a bit of revenge after Peters straight up blocked Wright earlier. It's the other way around. And now the Gophers will inbound the ball in crunch time. 2:21 to go. It's win or go home. Inside for two, fouled. Shots missed, but will be sent to the line. It's the third team foul called against the Stars.
It's only the second on Jones, though, and it is, like you mentioned, going to send Fullerton to the line. Made 3 baskets in the first, haven't seen any yet.
Fullerton, first of a couple, missed in and out. And looking at his numbers here, Jacob Fullerton shooting 50% in the last few games from that spot. Misses both. He is not the strongest free throw shooter on the team. That's an understatement. Jonathan McAtee facing a lot of pressure, and a timeout called by Coach Josh Burkett and the Western Boone Stars. They only have 2 left, and that will take us into a break. We will be back. That's Tyler and Nathaniel after a word from the IHSAA.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
We are 2 minutes and 4 seconds away from determining the matchup for the sectional championship, played here tomorrow night at 7:30. Stephen A. Wall Gymnasium hosting its first ever sectionals, and the Stars trying to advance to that championship game after falling short in the second round last year.
Stars in a much tougher sectional, relatively speaking. Had Crawfordsville they lost to in last year's sectional.
Stoudemire, heavy pressure. McAtee not wanting the shot, wanting to run out some time. Now Connor Hull. The Stars will be fouled.
It's going to send Hull to the free throw line. Third foul on Good.
Good had 2 quick fouls in the first half, but hasn't committed very many fouls since then. Prevent defense here for the Stars only. They've got 2 guys all the way back. That free throw's missed though. 1-and-1 opportunity. Here is McAtee for 2. It's a 10-point game. Clinton Prairie needs some points here. Going inside's good. Shot missed. Rebound by Wright. Wright dips his shoulder and gets past the pressure. Pass over to Stoudemire. Stoudemire goes inside. Pass is stolen. Cut by Grant McGraw. And McGraw with about 70 seconds to go. Peters, they need some points from him. He will not get them. Ball's up in the air. Rebound put in by Trevor Funk. And a timeout called by the away team on the scoreboard. 41-33 the score. The Gophers need some points here. How do they get it on this next drive?
So obviously you want to get it to Peters and McGraw. McGraw 2 threes on the night. Peters 1. Nowhere near as many as they had last Friday. Nowhere near the offense production though. They're your 2 main 3-point shooters. Maybe put Garrett McGraw out there, another 3-point shooter. And then get offensive rebounds just like we saw Funk do there. Hasn't been much of a factor because he's been in foul trouble for a lot of this game. But it's almost more about the defense at this point. You can put up 8 points within 3 shots, but if the Stars keep on scoring, keep on getting good layups like they have in the last couple of possessions, it's going to be real hard to keep on.
Looking at these 3-point numbers for the Gophers, Caleb Peters, their main 3-point shooter, near 50% on the year, and Grant McGraw is a couple of hairs under 30. So definitely want to get into one of those guys, preferably Peters if you want some quick points.
It's going to be the 4th foul on Goodson, right to the line. And while you don't want to necessarily foul this early, 58 seconds left, it only took a little over a second off the clock.
Some free throw numbers for Spencer Wright. Struggled in the last 5 games, shooting only 60%. But looking at his numbers in total, he's right around that 70% mark. Wright does not get the rebound. Instead, looks like he'll be called with a foul as McGraw came down with it. Not a big problem for Wright. That's only his 3rd, team's 4th. But still gives Prairie the ball with 55.7 seconds left. 41-33 the score. Prairie to good. Peters to the right. Grant McGraw throws the heave up and is fouled, but will be sent to the line. We'll get 3 free throw shots.
It's only Maxi's first. He's not in foul trouble, but really not a foul you like to commit there. Give McGraw 3 chances at the free throw line. And interesting stat, Nathaniel, Clinton Prairie yet to make a free throw in the game.
Grant McGraw, 75%, one of the best shooters from that free throw line, but continues that trend.
That's a big thing we saw Seeger struggle with. Seeger close with Rossville throughout most of the game. That crunch time down 6, couldn't hit their free throws while Rossville was hitting theirs, and that was one of the main deciding factors.
1 for 2 at the line. McGraw will be replaced here after this shot, if he makes it. The 3rd of 3 from that charity stripe. Shots made, and in comes his younger brother, is Garrett McGraw. Comes in for Grant. Grant sent to the bench. Likely not the last we're going to see of him, though. Foul as McAtee had daylight.
It's only the first on-fall. We're going to send McAtee to the free throw line now.
And I mentioned it, McGraw waiting to come back in, 1-1 first. So quick sub as we saw Grant McGraw make his free throws, sent to the bench, and now back in. Here's Jonathan McAtee, huge free throws coming. He made the first. Jonathan McAtee gets another opportunity, 44.6 seconds to go in the second round of the 2A Sectional 38, hosted by Western Boone, and the Stars have the ball on the second free throw attempt, made as well. Jonathan McAtee does it all.
Jonathan McAtee into double digits, his 6th straight game.
Inside's good, shots missed, ball out of bounds, still staying in actually. Connor Hull has it, and a foul committed as Hull had an open shot. And now fouling out is Grant McGraw, the second best three-point shooter on the floor. And the Stars have done a very, very good job on defense of crowding the three-point shooters of Clinton Prairie. That was one of the keys to this game, was getting hand up anytime that three-point shooter had the ball from downtown. And it's worked to this point. Here's Connor Hull. First free throw missed. Double bonus. We'll get another shot.
Hull 1 for 3 on the night. Free throws mentioned he's been increasing the last couple of games. 1 for 3 tonight. Neither team really shooting the free throws spectacular tonight, Finch.
And really, the Stars haven't been shooting spectacularly the last few nights. 31.8 seconds to go. Hull, shot made. Nine-point game, 30 seconds to go. Peters with the ball over to Good. Good running out of time. 24 seconds, stops, pops, and makes the shot. Timeout called, only one left by Clinton Prairie and Coach Peckinpah. And we are 21.2 seconds away from sending one of these two teams home for the rest of the basketball season. That timeout will send us into a break as well. Nathaniel Finch and Tyler Brownie remind you to subscribe to WBTV Sports on YouTube.
rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate.
Welcome back here to Sectional Wall Gymnasium. Just a shade under 22 seconds left in regulation of this game. 7-point game. The Stars with the advantage, and Stoudemire goes down pretty hard as Peters landed on top of him. Once again, the Stars in double bonus, so 2 free throw shots for them. Stoudemire's been spectacular this year. Stoudemire makes his first. Cortez Stoudemire, score 45-37. Number 3, no doubt. And Prairie needing a miracle late to advance to the championship round. They're the favorites of this tournament. Shots missed. Spencer Wright is fouled by Peters and will be sent for 2. A standing ovation for this Stars team, overcoming the odds and defeating here shortly the 18-4 Gophers. And we'll have a date with Rossville tomorrow. Rossville, of course, defeated the Stars by 5 earlier in the season. Some substitutions for Prairie, waving the white flag in what's been a really, really good season here for the Gophers under first-year head coach Chad Peckinpah. Shot made by Wright. 48-37 the score. McGraw throws up a desperation heave, but to no avail. Stoudemire ends the game. And the Western Boone Stars are all smiles tonight as the underdogs overcome the odds and defeat the favored Clinton Prairie Gophers. And we'll come back here tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. to host the Rossville Hornets. We'll take a break here and be back with scoring and recap after this. We're back here. Final score 48-37 in favor of the Stars, who played a very good game, especially in the second half. And I've been shadowing Coach Burkett throughout the week, and just seeing after losing to Clinton Prairie last Friday, he wanted this game more than I've seen a coach at the high school level want any sectional game that I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, you can tell that the whole team wanted it. There was either going to be 2 things that happened really with Western Boone Stars, and you really were expecting the first one. Either they were going to come back more determined than ever after suffering that loss and realize this team is a team that makes runs in playoffs. We've seen them do it in football. They know how to win. They know how to get it done. So you figured that no matter what, this game was going to be close. You knew Clinton Prairie was going to come out as well, on all cylinders firing. They did. They started out, as mentioned, really a role reversal of the second half between these two teams. 21-19 Clinton Prairie. Heading into halftime, Stars come out, start out hot, never let that momentum really die down. So good job by them, and they're going to start prepping tonight for game tomorrow versus Rossville.
Yeah, a long night for Coach Burkett and the Stars, and we'd like to remind you guys to subscribe to our channel here, WBTV Sports. We've been in commission for a little over a year now, and we have a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. We're about 70% of the way there, and we need your help. Subscribe, and if you click that notification bell, you will get a notification anytime we go live, including tomorrow night at 7:30 for the contest against the Hornets of Rossville, a team that defeated the Stars earlier in the season, but now Western Boone at 500 and determined to make it to regionals in Lapel next week. Now, a quick preview of that. I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Still a sectional game to be played tomorrow, but Western Boone, their sectional will play against the sectional of Alexandria Monroe, and then that will come at 10:30 a.m. At 12 p.m., the sectional of Winnemucca and Blackford will play each other, and then the winner of those two games will play at 8 o'clock p.m. next Saturday night in Lapel. More on that tomorrow, but first we'll head into the evening. The Stars victorious 12-12, their record after defeating the Gophers 48-37. Big thank you to the Marsh, Young, and Conyer families for sponsoring WBTV Sports. Big thank you to the IHSAA, of course, for their approval of our broadcast up here tonight. The athletic department of Western Boone, namely Jeremy Dexter, and allowing us to come up here and broadcast all these home games, including sectional home games, hosting for the first time in Western Boone history, boys and girls this year. Final score, 48-37. Austin Smothers, technical director. Blake Johnson running the camera. Tyler Brunny, color commentator. And yours truly, Nathaniel Finch, running the play-by-play things tonight. Big thank you for the fans watching tonight. We will resume sectional action of 2A Sectional 38 tomorrow on WBTV Sports. Have a great evening.